would take your soul. the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you, for you, for you, for you, for you, for you, won't you let the light shine through?
All right. Hello, hello, hello. How is it going today? Welcome in, welcome in. Hello, Inu. Thank you very much for first. I hope Soul is awake. And I apologize, I am a bit later than I was planning. We got home, getting home took a bit longer than it was supposed to because it was just not super easy to get out, and then had to eat dinner after we got home, so I apologize for being a bit late. I was only like 40 minutes late about, so not too bad, but yeah, that is the situation. But I'm here now. So, let's do the things now.
Reserve Op Team A6, Orchid, reporting in. Are you the doctor? I look forward to working with you.
Orchid. And then here, Malantha. Who's here? Ednakiel.
I'm a sniper from Laterano. Although I'm not yet certified.
And Malantha. Because it failed nuker for some reason. I hate when that happens. Nothing here. Oh wait, there was guard slow. Dang it. Dang it. Man. I'm stupid. Yeah, okay, I think I'll do a 10 pull, but first I want to see if Soul shows up, because he said he would be staying up late, but he hasn't said anything yet. Like, I asked him, he said he would be up. And I was only like 30-ish minutes later than I was supposed to be, so I hope he shows up, because I know he likes being around when I play Arc Knights.
Oh, what a noisy place.
Okay.
私の寝るとこはどこでもいいけど、飼育室はどこ？
ここの内装スタイルは僕の故郷とはだいぶ違うね。
plus 10 and plus 6. There we go.
大丈夫ですよ。一人でいるのは平気ですから。
You and you.
Excuse me.
You.
Come on. I'd rather be
You.
alone.
Only we had a surfboard here.
You. And Lappy, you out.
Please send me
His
somewhere
Texas
that
is
sunlight
gone.
can never touch.
Vigil and Gitano.
Bad omens seem to lurk inside this room.
Gitano, I think.
May I use my
Gitano.
powers to help you manage them?
Names are funny.
Resources received. Resources received.
But I played a few missions so far. It's a very interesting event. And I gotta check on what time I'm going in to work, just so I have an idea of when I need to make sure I end by. It was 3:20 starting? Yeah, starting at 3:20. So yeah, 1:30ish should be a good like 100% end by time, I guess. I doubt I'll actually be here until 1:30, but considering I'm gonna be reading story as well, I might be. We'll probably go to like 1-ish. Try to get at least 2 hours in to stream. Okay. Weren't any outfits that I wanted. Oh, furniture buy. Like getting the new sets.
Welcome home, Doctor.
All right, there we go. Now we go into Babel. And yeah, Soul is completely right. This looks awesome. 10/17, 10/24. So this one's gonna be open like 3 weeks then? Something like that? A speck of blood red upon speckless white. A boy cries in his dreams. To weather the blizzard, a girl wraps him within her cloak and wipes his tears away. Freezing, gusting, the air screams on. Softly, the Cyclops tells of an epic tale, far, far away. Through the snowstorm seams, her voice comes. The myriad souls' calls become harmony with it. The boy's whimpers, the drum of their beat. This dream is bitter cold. Within, the girl seizes a faint breath. She covers the boy's eyes and closes her own. Even now, even here, for them, the ballad from 1,000 years ago is still playing. Armies fell upon our home. Them I saw from afar. From valleys to hills, our lands they scarred. Hey Dev! The king slaughtered. The myriad souls did lament. Yet one sovereign fell, 6 heroes arose. They blew the horn, led the fight, faced their foes. Alas, the wanderer's city collapsed, to ruin swift as the fleeting peace elapsed. When all seemed lost, a black crown appeared. The twins brought hope where dread had reared. spreads the rift, giving birth to betrayal. An assassin
Some
in
of
the heart
you
of
may
Tempest,
die,
them I saw
but
from
it's a
afar.
sacrifice
A sword to slay
I
the
am
Regent
willing to
King,
make.
a spear to pierce the royal ring. Thank you, Dev. Legend ends as justice calls, to righteous fate the mighty falls. Hey, Inu. That is how this episode ends. The Cyclops fades into the blizzard of the dreamscape, leaving the child behind her. The boy's own cries grow distant from his ears. He wakes. Summer, 1094. Outskirts of an abandoned town, Kazdel. That is how this episode ends, Ascalon. My story is over. That is what my people, the Cyclops bound for the deep north, saw as they gazed their last of Kazdel. Was that a page from long-lost history? A possible future yet to come? Or plain meaningless gibbering? None knew for the past millennium. Until they came, and fate's rapids began to narrow in a surer course. And now, the fate she saw has drawn before our eyes. Ascalon. I don't care. I'm surprised you'd even hear me out. Bright red blood creeps along his mask, trickling down his chest. Ascalon's eyes narrow a hair. He's out of luck. You're about to die, so I gave you one last token of respect. Those prophecies never did gnaw at you, and all the time we got to know each other, no. And all the time we knew each other, no. That's why you will never understand how a greedy soul thirsts to control his fate. Choose better last words. I know how you hurry to convene with those Babel members, but it's not yet time for you to leave. Look, the catastrophe is near. Ah, funny. I'm curious now. What was it you found within the storm? Step aside. No commission left unfinished. The rule I set myself back when I was at the Scar Market. Alive, or a dawn-like mist is wound about the Cyclops' neck as Ascalon vanishes behind him, leaving his body to dangle over the cliff's edge. You ever seen your own end then? I don't care for prophecies. We have that in common. Yoshi, welcome in! Thank you for the raid! Hello, hello!
Tundra Flame just followed.
Welcome in. And Tundra, thank you for the follow. Right? That was a follow alert, right? Wasn't it? It sounded like one. Yeah, it was a follow. But hello Pale, hello Yoshi, hello Kiba, hello Tundra. Welcome in, you guys. And Tundra, I have to do it. I have to. Hello, Yoshi. You were playing Lethal Company? How was that? How were the games? Did you win? And you know what? I've really got to start doing this when people rate. Hello, I'm Aspie. I am a twin-tailed angel cat. Welcome in. I like streaming variety games, but mostly first-person shooters. But as you can see right now, I'm playing Arknights. I'm going through the current event that is just released yesterday. And for this one, I will be reading the story, because this is like a really big story to like the overall plot, I believe. Like, or not the plot, but like the overall lore of the game. There's a lot of stuff in this event. in particular. Lots of the events have lots of good lore stuff, but I'm pretty sure this one in particular is, yeah, exactly, Tundra. It's one of the biggest places of like lore and plot. But yeah, how is everyone doing? Oh, this gets into the doctor's backstory. Nice. Very interesting. The fact is, none of us can outrun fate. Don't you want to struggle out of it? What makes you not? Why can you not? How can you not? Never forget, you have your place in the prophecies too. Whimpering, storming. A plaintive chant rings in their ears, an elegy o'er the horizon from the convolvulus of the banshees sucked into the storm's eye. I see. I did know it had the, as is in my title for the stream, it has Smol Amiya. I knew that, so it does make sense that it's pre-amnesia, but the fact that it is like the doctor's experience pre-amnesia is really nice, because lots of the stories don't even include the doctor. Like, it's just other like events occurring outside of the doctor's direct control. Yeah, the living Teresa too. Isn't she the final boss? Alive Teresa? 'Cause I know now, isn't there also the... Oh, she wasn't? It must have been something else I saw. Because I saw like a single... Okay. Because I saw like a single screenshot and it looked kind of like Teresa. But isn't... What is her name in as like an operator? Because we got like the... I don't know the lore of it. Okay, she's not the boss, just present. Okay, gotcha. But what is her name as a playable operator? Because I know... Is she out yet? She is, right? Like the Civilite Eterna, the like resurrected. She's not out yet, okay. I thought she was. Do you know when she's coming out? Because she's not with the 5th Annie. Because that's... Oh, it is with... Oh my gosh. Civilite Eternal and Wizardel? Oh boy. Is it at least... Is it on the same banner or is it two separate banners? Oh, I have 300 polls on both accounts. This is my stream account I'm playing on, but I also have my main account that I've been playing on for multiple years. Like, almost 3 years by now. I started in... Wait. I think I got it in 2020? Maybe 21? So yeah, like, about 3 or 4 years or so I've been playing Arknights. Is 5th Annie the next event after this? 1 month? Okay. Yeah, I guess that would be right after this one, because this event is lasting like 3 or 4 weeks, yeah? Oh, that dead week is going to be nice to start to do grinding for mats. Oh, I need to look into what Wizardel needs so I can start working on grinding for her stuff. Man, and I haven't even like fully upgraded all of my R6 ops yet. My goodness. Yeah, I did not plan ahead for that. I'm gonna need to get to it though. But I am getting Wizardel. Like 100%. I have 300 polls on both accounts, and I'm getting her. Whether I have to... Whether I get her from a pole or I have to spend the spark to get her, I will get her. Kale, thank you for the hydrate. And Tundra, I feel that. I have missed W for like... There are at least 2 or 3 banners I remember W being on that I have missed her. So I do not have W on either account. She's... Aw, that sucks that she's awful. I would like to get her just so I have her because it's like a nice lore unit, but if she sucks, then man, that's disappointing. Oh right. Do you know, is regular W gonna be on the banner? Or is it just Wizardel on the banner? Okay. Because I'm going for, like, the full 300 pulls, but I would really rather get W from the banner so that I could use the 300, so I can use all the spark on getting one of the altars. So I'm thinking I'll be getting either... Because they have Spectre and Scotty altar are on the... are going to be in the store, right? So yeah, I'm hoping to get Wizardel and regular W. Man, that's stupid. Yeah, I'm hoping I get W and Wizardel from the banner so that I can use the spark on either Spectre or Scotty. I don't really care too much for Nian because I do have Saria and Lemmy and Neural. So I'm not really gonna go for her until she's like the only one left. And even then, when she's the only one left, I'd still probably rather just get more pots. Yeah, that's fair. The only dragon I have is Dusk. I would really, really like to get Ling, though. And of course, I want to get Shu. I cannot wait for Shu's rerun. But Dusk isn't that bad. I've used Dusk a lot. And Dusk with skill 3 is pretty fun. It gets silly. It's based like Dusk S3 is kind of a discount Ling. It's Ling at home. But okay. I will try reading story and paying attention. Yeah. All right. A plaintive chant rings in their ears. Oh wait, I did read this one. Ascalon gives an involuntary shudder. She is ice cold from head to toe. An indescribable pain rips from behind her ears down to the soles of her feet. This nameless elegy, this ill omen. Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to hit auto. A single sigh reaches Ascalon. Her hand tightens fast, till not even the faintest sound will leave Scar Eye's throat again. And then she lets go. Ah, darn fate. In a blink, the tremendous figure of the Cyclops becomes no more than a speck below the overhang. The mist scatters to the storm. The shadow of the hood goes with it. All vanishes within the teardrops falling from the cliff. Gasps, rolls of thunder from catastrophe clouds, whistles as the sand is swept across the barrens. The sound of everything culminates in silence. Londinium, Victoria. Now, lift your heads, Sarkaz of hers. If you would still see through this calling she bestowed you, here I stand. Come, step forth. You may avenge her. My name is stitched onto my clothes, stitched by her Highness Teresa's own hands. I can feel it faintly burning right this moment, and I know what that means. The mission she assigned us is over. We'll clash with you no more. Sarkaz do not draw on each other before the invader. We pledge our loyalty to you, Regent. So long as you still hold your zeal and earnestness for the Sarkaz, we will trust you with our lives. Even though you nearly ruined all the plans we'd set up in Victoria, should the military commission put us to death, we will be willing to die, as long as it could bring a better end. An end as she wished. A moment ago, you were the renegades in chief, all but ready to entomb our plans. How can I possibly believe Manfred? As she wished, you said. Your name, Deathmonger? Julie, I will remember it, and I will hand you your final mission. Guards, assassins, mercenaries, survivors of this sea of bloodshed, one and all. You are to enter the mausoleum of kings. You are to render Victoria's iron heart as scrap. You are to ambush and wipe out every last steam knight. You'd let us take part in the Commission's core plan to enfeeble Londinium. Manfred will take good care of you. There's no chance we leave that place alive, is there? You are welcome to fight for it. Very well. What's keeping you here? I'm just taking it in. I'm looking at the one who fostered Ascalon. She never rid herself of you. I swore to follow Her Highness Teresa, with no inkling that the tale of the mixed-blood twins, rewriters of Casdel's history, would end this way. Let alone that this disposable life of mine had a place in it. Farewell, Your Highness Teresa's. I take my hatred of you to the grave. Rhodes Island of Babel, Casdel. Calcit. Keep going, Calcit. Never, since the day she was born, has this corridor felt so endlessly long to Calcit. Monster. My Dabe, do not bury us. Casdel's soil cannot handle any more traitors. Finish him. I know that, even left on your own, your step will never falter. Amiya, Doctor. System unresponsive. This is... Monster, put the door down. Monster, meltdown. You believe loneliness is yours alone, but you have none of the same kind. Yet from the day you woke again, we've walked shoulder to shoulder, haven't we? Immortal empires turn to dust, Elders' scepters rent in two under ancient rallying cries. Pulses over the sky like a surge. The immutable rhythm of the stars, from resplendent glimmer to dull collapse. Death, rebirth, the all-encompassing cycle. He's ever so familiar with it. Teresa. Yet still, one day I'll choose to slow down, to stop in place where I am. When I do, Calcit, don't grieve. Keep going. Calcit subconsciously searches her memories. Death, rebirth, the all-encompassing cycle. No. It's not the same this time. Not quite. For the first time, she must bid to the first who could ever converse with her as an equal. To her dearest friend, farewell. Teresa. So, Calcit, it's time to say goodbye. Amiya. Doctor. But I always say one day, our wandering is bound to end. One day, Sarkaz's wandering is bound to end. Now your wandering, too, has reached its endpoint. I knew full well this possibility always existed. Why? I should have stayed behind. It's my... Because I believe in Rhodes Island. I believe in Babel. I believe in you. Calcit, I hope the roads can be a place you name home, an island you may always return to. I already did everything I could do. I won't harbor complaint for my own end. Babel's mission is concluded, while you and this landship have only just set sail. I am not the same kind as you, Calcit. Cannot explain away your puzzlement. But I have always been your companion. Then, now, and after. I will always be with you all. Now. I know, Tundra. It's so sad. And I guess this is why... That's why Doctor got put in the coffin, because he was basically dead. Sure, this team. Wait, oh no, it gets worse. Oh no. 64 years ago. Autumn 1030. Oh boy. Scar Market, Casdell. Oh boy. I'm excited for it, but also, oh no. You protect this tag around your neck with your life. You are my precious property, slave. You understand? Blah, 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 blah. You'd better be worth something. Stay here and don't move. You inspect the goods? The slave trader casts a glance at the silent slave behind the mercenary's back, then slightly shakes his head. Where'd you get it? Found him on my way here, dying of thirst and about to become Mangler Chow. Thought he could fetch a good price. I came from Casdell. I can find someone who... Doesn't matter to us where you're from, slave. Say you're Higashinese for all we care, as long as someone buys you. I'm just checking if you've got a tail. You never know where these mercs get their goods. I promise you he's clean. You better not be messing with me. Cash or barter. Ain't gonna live long enough for money to mean something. Give me some good weapons. You're the boss. You second rate at best. That'll net you 2 blades, freshly cast. How about you take another look with your eyes open this time? You can dress him up as a first rate, but it won't change anything. If you don't like our offer, feel free to get lost. And put that machete of yours away. This is the Scar market you're in. Can you throw in more? I was out on the Lithuanian border before I got back. I've got first-hand intel about the whole war and the court. Well, here's something for nothing. Careful what you spew out that mouth of yours if you want to stay alive here. Mouthing around, you have valuable first-hand intel. You want to guess where that'll get you? Leave the goods and scram. You're holding up the line. Not happy? Drown your sorrows in the bar. Our boss Scar I brews one heck of a drink. Doesn't matter if you can't pay your tab. They'll take your weapons as collateral mark. One more thing. Where do you run your bounty board? I'm here to strike it rich. The bar folk will be happy to inform you. The merc stares around this floating hub, hidden away in the giant subterranean hollow beneath Kazdel. Amidst the moans of the slaves, the faint yet constant rumble of lava and bursts of berygnium dust can be heard rising from beneath the market. Eyeing the rugged path behind him, the mercenary recalls the perils he faced to reach here from the surface and shudders. Just how many people are there in that chasm? Enough to break your fall if you jumped. Welcome to the Scar Market, Greenhorn. You'll love it here. What's the deal over there? Why the crowd? Probably another big name just rolled back into town. Aren't you here to strike it rich? Go on then. I'd rather keep my horns out of all that mess. The merc vaguely makes out a pale white figure flitting through the chaotic gloom of the street. White clothes. You don't see that every day in Kazdel. Teresis, you're injured. Tell me something I don't know. You're... The last time I was here, it was someone else handling transactions. Yes, you're referring to my grandfather. He never stopped bragging about how he'd fought you and lived. I'm surprised you'd remember him. In the good sense, though, that means he wasn't lying all this time. It must have been 60 years ago by now. General Teresis. Already. How sad that nothing here has changed at all. I imagine with Her Highness here too, there'll be no more violence this time, huh? Even if things get bloody, eventually you'll leave. But we'll always be here, General. We'll always have business, so long as Kazdel's unrest never rests. Even now, I remember one thing my grandpa mentioned in his boasts. He said to you, it's the land of Kazdel that needs us. Teresis looks at the slaves, their heads down in their cages. He draws his sword. War and turmoil have necessitated this trade for over a century. This Scar market. General, provided you can reach the surface alive, take a fresh look at Kazdel. Much of what you know will soon change. All Sarkas will be a part of this change. All? Us too? Yes. I'm not inclined to explain our vision to the likes of you, but I will stay here a while longer and wait for her return. Until then, I welcome you mercenaries to challenge me, just as 60 years ago. I will take you to Kazdel, willingly or otherwise. His voice isn't loud, but every Sarkaz present hangs on to his every word. The mixed-blood Sarkaz stands alone, no retinue, no army, armed only with an ordinary-looking longsword casually held in the hand that wields it. His steely gaze pierces through the dim of the street, settling calmly in the direction of the only person he cares for. Teresa. You can dismiss the mercenaries in ambush. No doubt they're your most trusted men. This is out of my respect for the King of Sarkaz. None aside from the General can claim to know your true motives after all. Your Highness, do you truly believe this can change the fate of the Sarkaz? That you're not just another ill-fated hero caught in the cycle of hope and failure? Once the dust is all settled, your answer will come naturally. Following that Pyrrhic victory, we built from zero a moving city. the great nomad of Sarka's soil for over a century now. We can evade catastrophes and foreign armies. Our development has finally reached a point of basic self-sufficiency, but it's so far from enough. The storm has long been brewing on the horizon, but we were too oblivious, like a burdened beast, too slow to react, too old to move. Your Highness must be referring to the war between Lithuanian and Gaul. Surely you, too, are aware of the magnitude of that war. Corsica, I even secretly hired our royal court casters as his consultants. Or Corsica the First? I think it's Corsica the First even secretly hired our royal court casters as his consultants. But despite a period of seclusion, Lithuanian's Witch King thwarted Gaul's offense with his opening move. And now, Ursus and Victoria have also declared war on Gaul. These present empires display a might so far removed from the enemy 130 years ago, against which we staked all Kasdel just to barely prevail. That was already a victory in name only. If Kasdel must now be thrust into the same situation, how could it possibly end? It is for this end that you wish to establish the Military Commission of Kasdel. Yet the old aristocrats of the royal court grow resentful, refusing to relinquish their sumptuous city lives and viewing this as an attempt to challenge their privileges. A century of peace is enough for certain memories to slip their minds. So, what made you to deign to come here in person? Do you see the Scar Market as the royal court for the bottom feeders, where the likes of us scrape by and make merry? My only hope is for more Sarkas to join us and resist the voices that refuse to embrace change. Resist. Perhaps your Highness meant terrorize and purge. What I want is a reform, not a slaughter. So, what's the reward? The Scar Market's not a real royal court. What we have with the mercenaries is partnership, not fealty. Without compensation, no one will work for us. Reward? Are the spoils of war not enough? Are the riches, power, or food that should have gone to the hungry people not enough to sate your appetite? You claim to provide shelter and a livelihood for countless Sarka's warriors with your rhetoric of justice. Yet I could almost hear their bones crunch as you squeeze them dry for profit. Sorry, but in this business we eat people whole and chew on their bones. Scar-Eye, you too are Sarkas. You too are a part of Kasdel. While Teresa cannot see what expression lies behind Scar-Eye's mask, his emotions are clear as day before her pitch-black crown. No commoner in Kasdel would ever dare defy the royal court, but in his emotions, all Teresa sees is fervor and bloodlust. You won't refuse. Huh. Why would I? Do you think I'm scared they'll take revenge on me? The royal court's no mystery to me, your highness knows that plenty well. And let me say, you've promised me, no doubt, the best reward I could ask for. We thrive on chaos, and I can see the level of chaos you'll bring upon Kasdel. The fact that you've kept the name Scar tells me your ideas haven't changed. Like you said, the nations of Terra have grown tremendously in power over the last century. We could throw more revenants into the soul furnace and stoke its flames, but it will not close that gap. So why force the people, who aren't really of the same race, to band together, call themselves the Sarkas, and build a giant target called Kasdel? The war between the four superpowers has proven that other Terran nations can accept our existence as mercenaries, and that's where Scar Market comes in. And your highness surely knows that we've become a community, a town, because many of us could never fit into the elitist, bloodline-obsessed royal court. In all these years, I may have helped just as many Sarkas find a new way of life as the 6 heroes, if not even more. And I'm not the least bit ashamed to say it, your highness, King of Sarkaz. Teresa doesn't reply. All she offers is a faint smile at the Cyclops. It suddenly occurs to Scar-Eye that this King of Sarkaz belongs to no royal court and represents no bloodline. Her sole aim is to persuade the Sarkaz who are unwilling to believe that Kasdel can be built, some of whom have even committed crimes for this cause, to believe once more. But is she enough to break free from this cycle of tragic failures, from the ending he foresaw? Come to think of it, there's one thing I don't get, your highness. I might have agreed to help you. But why didn't you and General Teresa simply burn this place to the ground before the day's end? I would have little chance of winning if you decided to do so. Just like you did 60 years ago. A minute ago, you described Kazdel as nothing but a target, and that you want another way for the Sarkaz to live, one that would have them depend on other nations. Yes. So tell me, in your prophetic visions, have you seen Kazdel's destruction? Have you seen my death, Teresa's death, and the destruction of all that you stand against? And what about yourself? How do you behold your death? A slow and agonizing death by Oripathy? Slain in battle on foreign soil? Or drowned in a sea of plots and conspiracies? Have you ever left this place and seen Kazdel as it is now? Have you ever truly seen the future? Is this your way of asking for a prophecy? I don't give handouts, but for your highness, I'll consider a discount. Such nerve. No wonder you were able to claw your way out of this bleakness and rebuild this mercenary's paradise. But I'll pass on the prophecy. Prophecies and fate have no value. It's getting late. I look forward to your return to Kazdel. He watches her go and heaves a long sigh only when even her footsteps fall from earshot. Oh my goodness, so much talking. Son of, foresight, prophecies, his own death. He bought his coffin this very morning. Tally up the losses. Boss, the slaves. Set them free. They're bound to get tangled up in the Scar market after the war begins anyways. At most, we lose out on pocket change. Did anyone take on General Teresa and survive? Yes, I've noted them all down. Take them to supplies for a little reward. They've got real balls. When you're done, take them to the bar entrance and kill them all in front of everyone. Send their heads to General Teresa as an apology. Wait. Dang. Reward them and then kill them? Man. Got it. Send their rewards to whatever family and friends they have as bereavement. Tell every merc looking to make a living in the Scar market, I don't want to see anyone trying funny stuff on my turf. He heads alone to the bar, the tags on his cloak jangling in his steps. He stands prominently in the crowd, watching as the blades take the light from the mercenary's eyes. Still, no one fights back. Utter disappointment. Drinks are on the house tonight, both to celebrate the two highnesses sparing your lives, and to celebrate the huge gig you've all just landed. Your objective is in Kazdel. Get your crap ready. Soon, you're all gonna be in the city. Secret entrance of Scar Market, Kazdel. You've been quiet for some while now, Teresa. Are you hesitating? No. I have confidence in you. A reshuffle of the War Council is inevitable. It's just... I've been thinking about the city's future. War won't stop itself at Gaul. Our pace has fallen too far behind. Corsica the First commands an indomitable fleet of dreadnoughts and guard battalions. The Mad King of Lithanian has more than his arts in his arsenal to effect Gaul's failure. The industrial might of both Ursus and Victoria in the throes of a large-scale war has far surpassed our imaginations. Many assume to know war like the back of their hand simply by living long enough through it. If our concept of war still lingers on the great battle from a century ago, then we have drastically underestimated how quickly wars can nourish empires and fuel dictatorships. This is exactly why we need a military commission. It's more than that, Teresis. I know. When the day comes, when the Sarkis wish to live on, a brittle, creaking city is all they have to call their own. It will be far from enough. Do you remember the idea I proposed back when Kaltsit was designing the city's blueprints with us? Babel. To transcend the borders of our race and nation. To transcend the borders of race and nation. To echo far and wide in our ideals and our epics. Founded by Asarkas. We will prepare Kazdel for the coming crisis. Strive to eradicate the poverty and disease that have plagued them for millennia. And send a message to all of Terra. There will come a future when we all stand as one. Sarkas, too, are part of Terra's destiny. This is not the first time Teresis has heard of her idea. Apart from the dame who left after helping them build the nomadic city of Kazdel many years ago, he alone knows the true belief of the current king of Sarkas. Kazdel won't accept this babble. You and I both know that well. It's but a dream of attempting to subvert reality. Yes, for now at least. We can't be talking of such grand ideals while even our own affairs are slipping away from us. It's my hope this babble can become part of Kazdel, Teresis. Are you prepared then? As I said before, it's not just the other nations that will oppose you. Kazdel and the Sarkas clinging to their hatred will also stand against you. It is cruel to force them to forgive and forget. The persecution of the Sarkas is not history. The ancient hatred is what drives many to survive until this day. I am the king of Sarkas. The responsibility is all mine to bear. I must show them a way out of this. I see. Then go. Do what you will. Teresa, I still do not approve of your vision, but I do support your decision, and the future mission, and the future military commission will too. If your gaze is set too far to see what lies before you, then I shall sweep away all that obstructs you at that moment, just as always. I know. Come, let's go home. Kazdel still needs us for what's about to happen. Please, story, stop soon. I need to get to the actual gameplay. It's been an hour already. Oh yes. Scarai mentioned the prophecy again as I was leaving. The signs of a pessimistic fate. And your reaction? I don't care. Agreed. Kazdel. A strange yet familiar name. Many from this great land see it as the pit from which the devil crawls. A place from which devils crawl. A terrible place to be avoided at all costs. I know, Tundra. This is why I only read the story in like the main storyline. Event quest, the event story takes so freaking long to read through. I still have to go back and find the Rainbow Six collab story and go through that. Both of the stories. While to the Sarkas, the name only evokes equally conflicted emotions. Despite generations of Sarkas passing on that Kazdel is the Sarkas' homeland, an outsider might wonder if they mean the city or the entirety of those lands. Perhaps only they themselves know. It never struck me on the way out just how high this wall is. Oh well, at least I can go home alive now. That means I'm pretty lucky. Sorry, was saying goodnight to family. And thank you for the stretch pail. That man in the Scar Market, that was General Teresis, the first of the city's founders, the hero of that legendary campaign. If I had the courage to ask him to take me in, maybe I could have just... I'm dreaming again. He sits atop the high wall, experiencing for the first time a new lease on life. Few of Kasdel's civilian sarcasms, save for those children who haven't yet cottoned on to the fear of death, ever climbed onto the city wall. If the tremendous pipes and tubes piled high can even be called a wall, the intricately tangled forest of Originium spikes can take the lives of anyone who loses their footing, but it also serves as a haven for pilferers and mercenaries to stash their goods. Smugglers and vagrants cross through the dark underground, peeking out from the tunnels and drains at mines and factories, scuttling from one corner of the city to another. The life the slave once knew. The general gave me a fresh start, so what should I do from now on? He gazes at the furnace, burning and smoldering away, teeming with indiscernible workers as they carry Originium, steel, dirt, and stone into its hearth. To Kasdel, the nomad, its flames bring motion, while the molten metal that flows out adds new appendages to the city. For a whole century, it's belched its incessant black smoke. None know whether it's ash or Originium dust. Some say it's the bitter anger and anguish as the remnants exhale their last breaths. Witchcraft altars hang high in the sky, intermittently flashing their blinding rays. The slave has heard many different versions of their urban legend. The most frightening version claims that the royal quartz casters work day and night on the altars, watching everything and listening to every conversation in the city. Maybe I can try my luck at the factories too. It doesn't matter what else, I've made it back alive. It's been months since I left. I don't know how many of my friends are still alive. It's still going. The nomadic city of Kasdel. What happened here? Why are all the doors open and the furniture all smashed? Bulltop, you're back. It's you. What are you doing here? Where'd you get that ornament? Something big is happening. Royal court nobles are being dragged out of their houses and killed by mercenaries appearing from nowhere, while the city guards do nothing. A lot of us have been sneaking into the empty houses, and boy, here we dredged up some good stuff. How are you still alive, though? Word got out you wanted to leave the city and find your own way, and after so long we all assumed you died out there. You won't believe my luck. First I was left to die without food or water, then I was taken to the Scar Market. But guess what? General Teresis saved my life. The general himself. Then on the way home I ran into this guy with a halo over his head calling himself a messenger, and he brought me all the way back to the city wall. So I've decided to change my name to Good Luck starting today. You guys can forget that lousy old name of mine. A guy with a halo? A sancta? And then the general? You sure learned how to lie, Good Luck. Believe me or don't, but either way, today is a fresh new start for me. I'm gonna go be a miner. I looted in Noxerer's house earlier and found some hot air balloons. Wanna launch me on one and put that luck of yours to good use? I'm in. Well, that was fast. Man, it feels good to be home. Good Luck glances around at the people swarming the street. This is the life he knows. If he wants to survive, the city will always offer him a way. Thank you, Fate, and thank you, General. Finally! We finally have a mission! Myrtle. Oh, I don't have anyone else. Okay, can we get a Lappy? Okay, we got Moose. Moose will be our backline then. And then we can get a Lappy in here. And then with 13, we'll get Blue Poison here. Then as soon as we hit 17, Let's throw in Telopsis. Do I have the... I have skill 2. Skill. I guess here works. And then here. Just doing extra damage to him. Yeah. Oh! I know why I have a weird lineup. It's because I was preparing for doing a setup with the Annihilation missions that had been out. I set them up, but then I never got to actually doing the missions. So that's what happened. So it was a setup for one of the Annihilation missions that is actually now passed. Yes, Lappy is best girl. I was so happy when I finally got her on this account, because I've had her on my main account for a while. And then I got her on this one, and I was very happy because Lappy is amazing. Like, there's no denying the greatness that is Thorns, but Lappy. Autumn 1031. The nomadic city of Kazdel. Ah, it's good luck. Hey, let me through already. Hey, no shoving. You want a good spot? I'll trade you mine for some high purity originium out of the mines. Don't just grab the leaflet out of my hands. Ugh, all that blood on you stinks. Can't help it when you're breaking into dead people's houses. Lingones. That's how you read that word, right? Where's Lingones? Gull. Oh, where's Gull? How the blah, blah, blah should I know where Gull is? Hey, what's with the attitude? Shh. The Highnesses in the royal court big shots are discussing something in the chamber. I heard it's about reorganizing the city. Haven't you noticed all the extra guards on the streets recently? So quiet down a bit. Weather's been real stuffy today. It is decided. The military commission will replace the war council in assisting the king of Sarkaz, Teresa, in decision-making. In decision-making related to Kazdel's military and political affairs. The military commission will be the sole administration of Kazdel, and none will have the authority to issue commands to the Sarkaz in the royal court's name. All present have already received the details of this resolution. To the royal court leaders who still wish to cling on to the war council, know that the military commission of Kazdel will become the final bastion of the Sarkaz, our eternal fortress, and the usher of a new order. Are there any further questions? Your Highness appears more haggard than you did yesterday. Please look after your health. No military commission is worth it, if it comes at the cost of your Highness's health. Lackeramali. Okay. Thank you. I know how hard you've worked for this day, and I also know how Kazdel today views the banshees of the Convalis. But before I state our position, I encountered a lost envoy of the Liches on my journey here. He entrusted me with a letter for your Highnesses, but he couldn't even find the road here. Let this be proof that he couldn't even find the road here. Let this be proof of the immense changes Kazdel has undergone. A letter from Lithanian. If things are going as expected, your Highness's messenger will still not have received any news from the Cyclopes. Rather than waiting for a response from deep in the blizzard, should we not hear how the Liches of Lithanian answer? You're right. It has been a very long time since the Sarkas were able to truly unite. Oh? The ornate calligraphy upon the letter turns into silken threads that float above the paper and weave into the shape of a familiar figure. Lacaramelini. Fremont, a lich who has long resided in Lithanian. It appears that he is now the first scribe for the liches. It seems that the arts practiced by the liches of Lithanian have seen some stylistic changes. Oh, he appears rather excited. Why is there only image but no sound? Well, the lich envoy did suggest to me that he was rather vexed with refining his master's words, but never did I imagine he would simply erase all the sound. In short, Fremont apologizes on behalf of the liches. They are enthralled as ever by their quest for knowledge, and are therefore unable to afford the distraction of making the long journey here. But if Kazdo were ever in need of their knowledge, they would happily throw wide the gates to their temple for the people that they have chosen. I am sure that with your abilities, your highness can understand Fremont's attitude on the matter from his image alone. To me, it appears as though he is sensitive to drastic change, as has always been his wont. Ah, yes. There is another letter from Fremont, one addressed directly to the general. Might I remind you, Lacaramelini, that you are nobody's messenger. You have not yet expressed where the Banshee Court stands. I assumed that we had reached an understanding in the course of our reminiscing yesterday. The Banshees will not participate. We are still recovering from the wounds inflicted by the past war. Perhaps other Sarkas will castigate us for this, but all present should know that since that war, the elegies have yet to cease in our valleys. We had suffered grievous losses. If Kazdo calls on the aid of the Banshees once more, then I will give the same promise as Fremont. The Banshees will be there. But until that day, you will find us willing but unable. Naturally, I myself will render what little assistance I am able to give from this day onward. That's more than we could ask for. Thank you, Lacaramelini. You are welcome, Your Highness. You know where I stand. For the past 100 years, I have always stood by the decisions you have made. I can only hope that your brother does not blame us for watching from the sidelines. Next, Lord Nassalim, the Naxur King. You were once the leader of the War Council and the mentor of Teresis and I. What is your opinion on these many proposals? Where do the other council members that you represent stand on the matter? Have you discussed them with the Mazdi cluster? They have long since taken root in Kazdo, under many different names and faces. We've had many conversations over the years, and they have no objections. Then I have no objections of my own. Your Highness need not worry about the bureaucratic hurdles, policy imperfections, or enforcement mechanisms. Where I stand is also where the other members of the council stand. We all know what we truly long for. Turnabout, a change, a banner. Go, do as you will. We will, Naxur King. I promise you that. I trust that this stagnant and dulled war can take on a new form in your hands. I notice you have not said a word this entire meeting. Sanguinarch of Vampires? To take the War Council and the century of history behind it, and sweep it into the gutter alongside the exalted heroic age and what little triumphs within. Is that the General's decision? It is our decision. Speak your mind, Dukaril. Dukaril lowers his gaze. Teresa's white skirt is mottled with many a blackened bloodstain. The Sanguinarch is highly attuned to such matters. He senses the blood of the lowly, the foul stench of fallen descendants, and the murky taint of royal court members who willingly debase themselves. I thank your highness for purifying the filthy blood that I so abhor in my stead. But never have I needed to hide my requests behind honeyed words. Such it has been for every king of the past, and so it will be for you. The military commission is merely an attempt to hide Sarkaz's witchcraft and blood behind a more modern, more efficient name. Truth be told, I feel like this is insignificant. More than insignificant, it is simply not necessary. You reject the proposal? on behalf of the vampire court. Ducarel glances at Teresis, but Teresis remains indifferent to him. Time has left almost no trace on the mixed-blood Sarkaz. He stands steadfast by Teresa's side, the same nameless warrior who stood by the seamstress a century ago. His eyes never fall on the vampire. Not a rejection, no. I am merely expressing some minor frustrations about this meeting. You are great and powerful. All of you are. How long has it been since so many members of the royal court have gathered here in Kazdel? Not to mention that it was you who defeated that foolish coalition in the prior age and wrestled the future into your own hands before personally establishing the War Council. And now you wish to personally change this council? Why? Look about you at the other dignitaries in this chamber. You have long reached a consensus. The only obstacle to your military commission is myself and the vampires. You would foist some ridiculous title upon me before forcing all vampires to bow down to your commission. When did you learn this political trickery that those Victorians, Lithinians so love? Why not just take my head here and now and slaughter the vampires within this city's walls? This meeting was not convened to persecute anyone. Was it not? It was convened to discuss how to bring Kazdel into a new age. A new age. In that so-called Age of the Six Heroes the songs love to praise, what I saw was bloodthirst and violence. I had thought that when I arrived in Kazdel, I would be greeted with the sound of Elis wailing, but what did I see instead? I saw the coalition routed. Witchcraft enough to cover the land and fill the skies, crush the enemy front. The power of the Sarkaz shook the earth. I felt amazement. I felt excitement. Spurred by my passion, I took the head of the Lithinian envoy who had orchestrated the coalition and offered it to the War Council, Nez Salem. That war was the true beginning of a new age. I thought you would agree with me. Have you too succumbed to schemes and politics and shut your ears to the echoes of the Abyss? The Abyss has no place for you, Ducarel. Do not drag me into your tantrum. My apologies, but I am curious. What position do they offer the esteemed Sarkaz Master of War in the military commission that has rendered even you so short-sighted? All I await is the next war. And what war would that be? If it pleases you, your highness, come, Ducarel. I will show you. Teresa nods her head in silent approval. The King of Sarkaz's emotions envelop the entire chamber and all the members of the royal court. Through the king's eyes, they see ruination and grief. They see the century-old order that the Gaulish Empire so painstakingly maintained within the core region obliterated by the combined forces of Ursus, Victoria, and Lithinian. They see Lingones, the capital of the world, doomed to never again appear on a map of Terra. Those present recall the campaign that reduced Kazdel to dust. But it is not yet over. An even further future, an even further fantasy, an even further possibility. It is no longer a story to reflect upon. Rather, it is a speculation, a deduction, a prediction, and a verdict. But none question it, for all possibilities must be treated equally, even for the one they see. And its ending is equally significant and indisputable as any other. It is a change, a turning point in history, a divergence of fate. A crucial war looms on the horizon. It will span from now into the distant future, impacting every Sarkaz and all of Terra. All present has seen their positions in that war, the roles that they wish to play. You should understand now, vampire. You should understand what these visions mean. Or perhaps you have begun to grow weak and feeble as Illis in this short span of 100 years. You were once a warrior. I cannot deny that. But are you saying that a new and reborn Kazdel requires the royal court to relinquish its former authority? Close, but not quite. The new Kazda will no longer require the royal court's former authority. It will be more modern, more efficient. Rail. How can the Sarkaz speak of unity while you continue to indulge in your noble bloodlines? Will it come from the rule of the royal court? You may still rule over your own court and maintain the power and prestige you hold among the Sarkaz, but the vampire court must yield to the military commission. I promise you this, in Teresa's name. When the age that you witness comes, Kazda will no longer be a simple dot on the map. It was once more than just a city, and so it shall be more again. It seems I have spoken out of turn. Please continue, Your Highness Teresa. The aftermath of the ongoing conflict, enough to reshape current power dynamics, will engulf us all. It may come in 50 years, in 10, or perhaps even tomorrow. Kazdel cannot escape it. The Damazti and I both saw the visions of the campaign that will destroy Lingones. High-efficiency command systems made possible by Originium Arts. High-speed battleships that can break through front lines. Maneuver tactics that can mobilize entire legions. New advancements are applied to the battlefield as we speak. Their capacity for destruction is surpassing our innate instinct rooted in our bloodlines. Okay, I can't do the voices anymore. My throat is hurt. Trying to change my voice like that is not working for me. So I just gotta go with it natural. What worries me more is the fact that we will still find fellow Sarkaz among the countless casualties of war. Gaul employed royal court casters and the liches in Lithanian are killing each other in battle, while the certain Wendigo is spilling the blood of his fellow Sarkaz to prove his loyalty to the Ursine Tsar. Patriot! 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 Thank you for the hydrate pail. I need that. As for the Sarkaz mercenaries sent to the front lines as art fodder, they won't even be considered in any nation's casualty statistics. The Sarkaz massacre one another in wars we have no stake in, regarded as disposable goods to be abandoned without care by the leaders of those wars. For the sake of keeping pace with these changes, the Sarkaz must once again gather around the furnace, and if necessary, the power to dominate the war must lie in our hands. Teresa looks to Teresa, waiting for her opinion. But Teresa does not speak, her eyes placid as before. We will plunder the other nations and wrest their most profound secrets from them. We were once the proud Tikaz, forced to become the Sarkaz and derided as devils. Because the Outlanders feared us, it is an ancient fear rooted deep in their hearts. Let us remind them, let us show all of Terra our history and legend that have been either forgotten or falsified. The Sarkaz are not weak. We do not need others to save us from our fate. On the contrary, we will dictate the fate of Terra, dictate how this land should move forward. The details of our plan have been delivered to all present through the runic arts of the Banshees. Dukarael. Do you still hold doubt? No. Exceptional work, Teresa. Set aside a seat on the military commission for the Crimson Court. It appears that our king is not grown addled with age, but as to whether or not he could usher in such a grand feast. Warriors need not die in a blaze of glory. That is a vulgarity only chased by those who seek fame. Oh, I nearly forgot you were still here, Lacarameline. I have made myself abundantly clear from the start, Prince Dukarael. I need only silently observe your enthusiastic attempt at self-expression. How pitiful it is to look upon such a shabby little court. I will cherish your elegies. Then this I promise you, when death comes for you, the Lord of the Banshees will sing you an elegy delivered to you by the night wind. Set aside your chatter for another time. It seems their highnesses still have matters to discuss. Still more to talk about. I want to play. The other members of the War Council will wish to know their decision. Dukarael, Lacarameline, and you Damazti disguised outside the door with me. The Noxer king nods his head towards Teresa. The other two members of the royal court do not bid the king farewell. They simply follow the Noxer king out of the chamber. After the meeting's end, Teresa stays by Teresa's side, standing silently. He knows that she will be expecting an answer from him. You never mentioned that you would announce the plans for war to the royal court. You did not refute me either. Would I have been able to refute anything? You are well aware of what I think. If you wanted to argue against any of it, you would have done so a few years ago. For now, I have them by the reins, but it's not just them. This entire city hungers for war. I will prevent matters from heading down the worst possible path, lest the prospects of Terra's continued existence become infinitesimally small. You must be quick about it. I will. What does Fremont's letter say? As Teresa opens the envelope, the writing vanishes before his eyes, yet the message has already etched itself indelibly into his mind. He has surmised what would transpire during that meeting rather accurately. He has given his opinion on some matters alongside a reminder. Do not place all your coming hopes in one basket. And back to the streets of Kazdel. Yes, I know, the nomadic streets of Kazdel. You with that babble? Don't count on the military commission to look after you all. We're here to help you. Help us? My parents died at the hands of you Lithuanians. You got some nerve. What, not scared of me? We knew what to expect when we came here, just need some getting used to. Besides, our captain warned us not to agitate the locals. You looking down on me? Blah 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 blah. Eh? The heck is this? Let me go. Oh, it's Monster! Do not harm him, but make him leave. Dr. Kaltzit? I said not to deviate from our planned route, even if it is to treat the wounded along the way. Sorry, Dr. Kaltzit. No matter, you handled it well. We've reached our destination. Welcome to Babel. Babel office, Kazdel. Did you manage to retrieve all our stray colleagues? Yes, all's well with them. Construction of Babel's facilities is proceeding smoothly. The school that you were so looking forward to is already complete. Yet I heard that the unbeatable Dr. Kaltzit had not too long ago been turned down, perhaps even kicked out? I did not foresee such a direct refusal. I'm not surprised at all, to be honest. To many Sarkas, the invitation of the king is barely worth the paper it's printed on. On the other hand, our connections with Sargon and Rambilliton have delivered good news. As for Columbia, some scientists have proposed a technology exchange program. Hey, Inu. They have their eyes on the ancient Sarkaz witchcraft, while we have need of their latest mobile farms. It took us centuries' effort to share an equal dialogue with these powers. The results speak for themselves. You are creating history, Teresa. Thank you, Kaltzit. But I can tell you've had a lot on your mind recently. The military commission has been formally established. Babel's existence will spark yet another near irreconcilable conflict in Kazdel. Our staff comes from different races and nations. How should they live alongside the Sarkaz? If your efforts to soothe enmity and prejudice instead become a fuse to spark conflict anew, what does your highness plan to do? If we cannot even eliminate prejudice and hatred within the walls of Kazdel, how can Babel hope to achieve equality for the Sarkaz throughout all of Terra? Oh boy, Inu. That is something. And why do you boop me? There will be members of the military commission posted to Babel soon. They will ensure the safety of our people. Oh, you won. That's good. This will also serve as a warning to some. Babel is backed by both Teresa's and me. Oh right, did I ever tell you how I met a Sancta messenger, Kaltzit? Strange, the Sancta do not generally dare to approach the borders of Kazdel. Was this why your highness disappeared this afternoon? Was it that obvious? I thought Lacra Maline had me covered. The Lord of the Banshees clearly tried, but judging from the results, she isn't the best pick for clerical work. Well, what of the Sancta messenger? He was getting water from the river, and we struck up a conversation. We chatted about many things, history, peace, hatred. Our viewpoints did not align on most things, but I could sense in him wisdom and intelligence beyond his years. He had thoughts concealed within his heart, ones even he did not know of. And so, he used the power of the King of Sarkaz on a Sancta. Oh, it was a team that was good on attack but horrible on defense. I see. That happens. That happens sometimes. And you boop because you boop. I see. You just boop. I see. I simply wish to know what this fated encounter meant. And what did it mean? It's still hard to say, but while I was looking at his soul, I felt that perhaps we are not so alone, Calcit. Many on this land are doing all they can to pursue hopes. Hopes big and small, hopes bright and beautiful. And it's still going. Good luck. Oh, that hurt. Are those people nuts or something? I just wanted to get a few nice things for myself. Never even heard of any babble. He steadies himself against the wall, gasping for air as his vision begins to blur. Fatigue floods his limbs, weighing him down. Through his blurred vision, he sees another in front of him fall to the crazed attacker's blades. He knows he'll be next. 9 and 5, let's go, Inu. I refuse to die here. It's you or me. Out of the way. Oh, good night, Tundra! Bye-bye, see you later. Get some good rest, dude. He uses the last of his strength to barrel his way out, but the only resistance he meets is solid ground. All he sees is black. Are you alright? Were you trying to save me just now? There's so much blood. Why does it feel like I'm the one saving you? Hold on, I'll bring you to Babel. Our doctors there can help you. Ah, I'm still alive. Who would have thought that those lunatics would decide to attack innocent bystanders in broad daylight to get at Babel? I don't know how the others are faring. Hey, stay with me. I still don't know your name. I'm Good Luck. Huh? For the first time, he regrets giving himself this name.
Perfect. You all did well.
Alright, I guess I can do one more mission. Because, oh my goodness, the story takes so long to read. What is up with the amount of time it takes? Instructor Doberman, instructions for further action, please. Instructor Doberman? I'm fine. Let's get started with today's training mission. Be wary of hollows in the ground. The nomadic city of Kazdel is far from structurally sound and employs numerous transverse plates to fix itself together. Operators cannot be directly deployed to these transverse plates and will need operators deployed on regular tiles to provide assistance. Wow, it's so high up here, Instructor Doberman. Are you okay? You look... I'm fine. Begin the exercise. Hostile spotted, moving at high speed toward the objective point. Jessica, stay calm. Cruise to your deployment point, then pass the stabilizer chain to me.
I won't sleep on the job.
Jessica cruises in position. Proceed to your designated coordinates now.
All right. Take aim.
Is this the stabilizer chain, Instructor? Yes, shattered transverse plates are found all over Kazdel. Without stabilizer chains, operators won't be able to engage in combat like usual. Stabilizer chains are custom equipment for improving combat conditions. When an operator is deployed to a transverse plate, the last operator deployed within a certain range will throw one stabilizer chain to them, ensuring stability. The enemies seem to be slowed by the chain. That's right, stabilizer chains can also apply special effects on enemies as a form of defense. But remember, an operator can only hold up 2 stabilizer chains at once.
I'll definitely prove myself this time.
Yo, Div. Alright, the next exercise should be improvised combat. Guess I'll retreat for now as planned. Bruce, wait, we're still linked! Bruce, Jessica, stay close. Remember what the exercise is about. Always be mindful of your teammate's status. Why does it have to be so high? Deep breaths, 5 more seconds. Now, based on what you've learned, what should you do when your teammates are in danger? I know, Instructor Doberman. You didn't immediately fall into the transverse plate when you lost your stabilizer chain. Instead, you gained the status unsteady.
In position.
Well done, Feng. Oh yeah, we haven't played that in forever.
Take that.
Mission accomplished.
We've accomplished our objective as planned.
Yeah, 2... Yeah. Okay, let me fix up my team a little bit. Instead of... Wait, who's live? Someone just went live. Who is that? It's Inu. Inu went live. Here I come. Off to Inu's stream so I can set up lurk. Good night, Div. So, out of everyone I have here, Kitano, I'll swap you out for Texas.
What do you need?
Actually, let's go with Steel 2.
What do
Steel
you
2 is
need?
nice. "26 years ago, autumn 1068. Wasserland, Lithuanian. How do you like this piece? Like an energetic child waking from slumber, rushing out the door to enjoy the fruits of life to the fullest. It was the Kurfürst who wrote it, inspired by His Holiness's visit to Wasserland when he was still a messenger for Laterano. The young and enthusiastic future pontiff told the children about all that he has seen, the ocean that Iberia watches over, the city of Athenius, where the Minoan myth and machination exist in equal measure, and a passing mention of Kazdel, the city of sin, the whereabouts of which are unknown. The Kurfürst was there, and he was fascinated by His Holiness's descriptions. The first draft of this work was in fact written at that time, but the Kurfürst was not satisfied. Even after many years of revisions, the final draft is yet to be completed. Until recently, when our scouts located the elusive nomadic city of the devils and sent back photos. Gazing upon the enormous tracks left behind by the city, the Kurfürst found the missing element in the music, ferocity, and with that the work was complete. Found Kazdel. Yes, the Kurfürst was astonished to find that the destiny of the work was intertwined with the cities. I understand the reason the Kurfürst chose to present this piece on the eve of my return to Laterano. However, unlike his predecessors, His Holiness has no intention of initiating offensive action against the Sarkas. He is not interested in putting the sinless on trial without cause. I'm afraid I must disappoint the Kurfürst. The city itself is of no concern to the Kurfürst. He is far more interested in His Holiness's opinion of the piece. Please send His Holiness the Kurfürst's warmest regards. We have a response from Syracusa. Only a few of the Familia have agreed to participate in the action. The men will rendezvous with their fleet soon. I can't believe Laterano rejected us. Inform the Syracusans to move quickly. We must mop up the city before the other creeks can react. Take Kazdel before the other Fürsten can. Do not repeat the mistake we made at Gaul and miss another opportunity. So more war. Scar Market, Kazdel. I like Lithuanians. You always bring so much business. And it's smart that you disguise yourself as a prisoner in a smuggling crew rather than flying the banner of a messenger. Now tell me what you want before I lose my patience. Trade, muscle for hire, intel. The Scar Market has everything you need. Cooperation, esteemed leader. We don't have a fixed price for cooperation. Are you sure your Kurfürst can pay my price? Don't you want to know what we're asking for first? There's nothing that money cannot buy here, Caprine. What about Kazdel? Go on. The Kurfürst wants you to sabotage the city's propulsion system, nothing else. The down payment is in the safe that you took from the caravan. The Kurfürst will discuss the rest of the payment with you in Kazdel. I admire your boldness. Let me express my good faith with a little glimpse into the future for you. The nomadic city of Kazdel. Take your things and scram, Lithuanian. Are you trying to poison me? These are just suppressants. You'll need them on the battlefield. The warships that surround us came from Lithuanian. Outsiders like you must have led them here. I don't have an explanation. I know you're taking your son with you into battle. He could use the medicine. Keep your hands off my son. What's the commotion? Are you out of your mind? She's a babble doctor. Are you okay? I'm fine. He wasn't really trying to hurt me. Good luck. You married a babble woman and now you become a shill for the invaders. It'll be the death of you, I guarantee it. Many of us are also pained by the impending war. We've requested to join you on the front lines. Lunatics, who knows what schemes you have on the front line? You'll get yours in the end. Give me the medicine, I'll distribute it. They're ready to leave. Go meet up with them, I'll take care of things here. Good luck, your son. I didn't let him leave. If the Lithuanian want to force us into a catastrophe, it's safer for him to be in the lower level shelters in the city. Relax, Doctor. People have made it through catastrophes in the past. Maybe we'll have, you know, good luck. The furnace is burned for more than a century. War, catastrophe, migration, exile, all the suffering since the Tika's era has not extinguished the hatred of the Revenants. The Sarkas have seen many Kazdel through the ages. The memories of yesterday may be unrecognizable by tomorrow, but the soul furnace has been a constant for this generation of Sarkas. Home is where the soul furnace is. Kazdel. The furnace hasn't burned like this for many years. I can hear the cries of the Revenants even from here. Soon, this city will charge headlong into a catastrophe. All we need to do is hold out until Neslim's reinforcements arrive, until Kazdel once again passes through the catastrophe. They thought we would cower. They tried to assume our thoughts with their conception of common sense. It was so 170 years ago, and it is so now. Arrogant and laughable fools who never took the time to truly understand us. What fate do you think awaits this city, Teresis? To be honest, the chances that it survives are slim. Kazdel was immobilized the last time it braved a catastrophe. It took us a decade just to get it moving at full speed again. And the forests of crystals in the mines and on the walls can never be removed, ruining years of our plans for the city. I don't know if the city can survive another ordeal like that, much less one that's even worse. Good luck rarely comes twice. I believe in this city, Teresis. Yawn. Not because of luck, but because we built this city. And I won't give up on it. We built this city. The story of this city does not end here, Your Highness. I may not be able to see its future clearly, but there is one thing I can say for sure. The city continues to exist into the distant future. No one can say, however, if it will be a sanctuary of hope or a ghost city of the dead. Scar-Eye, have you not grown tired of the ambiguous words of your kind? And need I remind you that no amount of mercenaries can ensure your safety in this city. There's no deceiving Your Highness, of course. Kazdel's doors are open to every Sarkaz, but you better have a good reason to set foot in this city with your mercenaries at a time like this. I was made an offer most difficult to refuse, which obliged me to enter the city to seek an audience. What is that you're carrying? This? Something insignificant. Oh, I mean someone. The Lithuanians wanted me to sabotage Kazdel. I've been away from my kin for many years, but as Your Highness said, Kazdel is the root of all Sarkas. So I felt that I had to deliver this Lithuanian with my own hands in order to prove my innocence. What are you thinking? Exactly as I have said. What can I possibly hide before the King of Sarkas? But if you're not interested in my gift of good faith, then I see no need to carry it with me anymore. It's heavy after all. He casually cast the bag into the furnace, where it is incinerated in an instant, without a sound. The furnace is always an impressive sight, no matter how many times one sees it. Your Highness need not pity him. He should have foreseen the risks when he approached the Scar Market. I trust Lithuanian was not miserly with its terms. It's simple, Your Highness. I prefer immediate payment over empty promises, but more importantly, I don't work with the losing side. Are you predicting our victory? It wasn't I who saw it. It was the Cyclops who left the prophecy 1,000 years ago. I'm simply betting that Your Highnesses are the protagonists of the prophecy. Regardless, the safest business for the Scar Market is with Your Highnesses. It would keep business flowing for at least the next 50 years or so. Is that not so, Your Highnesses? You're clever. Prophecy doesn't bring victory, but we can. Bring your mercenaries. We're moving out. Mission? Nope. The crowd stirs. The Sarkaz procession leaving the city is quiet except for the occasional clang of weapons and equipment. Their silence is rooted in the knowledge of the fate that awaited them beyond the city's gates. They wrap banners torn from the walls around their wrists or clutch Originium spikes chopped from the streets as makeshift weapons. Each has their own ritual to remember the city that they may never return to. Mom, Dad, where are you? Dad, Mom. People really need to watch their kids. They can't be allowed to run wild. Ouch. Careful. Thank you. Where did you come from? Why are you also leaving the city? You'll fall if you're not careful. I'm looking for my mom and dad. Are you going out too? Yes, I'm going to the battlefield. Are you looking for your mom and dad there too? Can I come with you? No, I'm by myself. Why are you going out then? Because I don't want to hide in the city. I want to fight the people who are doing bad things to us. That's what my parents told me before they left. I want to fight too, but mom and dad won't let me go. I tried to sneak out and got a beating when they found out. But I don't want to be away from mom and dad. We'll go together then and find your mom and dad. But there will be a lot of bad people out there. Are you scared? You're not scared. Mom and dad aren't scared. I'm not scared either. The disheveled child pumps his fist to show courage, but his trembling betrays him. The older child knows that the young boy doesn't fully understand what's happening outside the city. But the young boy knows something simple but true. Bad guys should be chased away. Families should stay together. So he takes the boy's hand and joins the procession. How do we find your parents when we're out there? They work for Babel. They have a picture of a tower on their clothes. Babel, I know that place. I bet that's Good Luck's kid. Are you from Babel too? No, I grew up in a military commission institution. I guess I'm from the military commission. Military commission? What's that? A place that protects people, just like Babel. What's your dad's name? Let's squeeze our way to the front. Maybe they're up ahead. Good Luck. Yep. Good Luck. Yes, he's Good Luck. Why are you laughing? Nothing. Let's shout his name. Maybe he'll hear you. Two children squeeze forward in the procession, holding each other's hand, calling out good luck with their tiny voices. A few heads turn and sigh when they see the young and naive faces. Good luck. It is what they all need. On an evening in the autumn of 1068, the music playing in the Kurfürst of Wasserland society was interrupted by the sound of frantic knocking on the door. The fleet that was pursuing the nomadic city of Kazdel had broken off its pursuit. Those crazy devils charged straight into a catastrophe. It's only by sheer good luck that they got away. Years later, the Kurfürst of Wasserland still recounted the reason for his failure with palpable disdain. Mission! Let's go. We'll finish this one and then raid out somewhere.
You people, I don't think I'll even remember your faces after this one. Anyway, let's just get started.
Let's begin.
I have to get serious now.
Got it. Shut up. Vermin.
From now on, this is...
Just who are you weaklings going to stop like that?
We're counting on you again today, little apple.
Don't worry, my poison is not contagious.
Okay.
Come on, Sherry, quasi tesoro.
You can't stop me. Target marked.
There.
My toxins will slowly burn.
I have to get serious now.
There.
I'll be careful. Temperature stable.
Exusia, cover me.
How's that?
Hey, there we go. This should just auto clear. None of them are gonna make it. Those two are about to get wrecked. Yep, there they go.
Watch out for fires.
And last dude,
Can you do it?
and he got dropped. There we go. Easy. And now we read the last bit of this story. How tiny we seem when we stand beside the tracks of the ship. Yes, it's a most impressive war machine. With their bodies as barriers, the Necromancer halted its advance at a tremendous cost. The Banshee's shrieks, powerful enough to shatter consciousnesses, only managed to force the Lithinians to retreat below deck. If not for the catastrophe and the rough terrain in this valley, we're so far behind and time is running out. Kazdel must have equally powerful weapons, if not more so. All our previous attempts have failed. A century ago, few believed we could build a nomadic city out of Kazdel, yet we did. If we're able to catch up to them now, we cannot afford to take the conventional path. We have word from the Damazdi. The battleships on the horizon are slowing down. Have they given up? No, the Kufir's orders were to continue the pursuit, but the commander of the fleet ordered them to slow down. They're concerned about the catastrophes and the terrain. They've seen what happened to this ship. At the current rate, we can expect to engage them at dusk. We have bought enough time for Kazdel to retreat. Teresa looks back at the two storms entwining on the waste, trying to catch a glimpse of the city. She sees nothing. Where is Kazdel now? Is it still moving through the storm? Are the people in the shelters safe? The storms are converging. Our retreat has been cut off. A battle is inevitable. Teresis? I never thought I'd see you lose focus on the battlefield. What's that? That's... One of the cats is a brat. She got on my computer tower and knocked one of my plushies down. Because I have a couple plushies sitting on the tower. Like, not on top of where the vent is, of course. Like, off to the side of it. I have some plushies sitting there. And she just climbed up there and knocked one of them down. The storms rage, the young taunting the old. The newborn storm slams into the dying storm to the war drums of thunder. Rolling air currents clash and combine between the two storms. Violence begets peace and a passage appears where the storms converge. Lightning flashes and thunder cracks. A path through the storm. The storm. Let's go, Teresa. The storm has given us a path. Those who survive through it will have another chance. We'll do it together. The Damazdi cluster passes their command to every Sarkaz present. The warriors see their leaders walk into the storm side by side and follow with no hesitation. The procession advances into the tempest, the strong supporting the weak, the brave encouraging the fearful. Do you see that, Teresis? Within the roar of the tempest, they seem to hear the voice from the snowstorm in that childhood dream. They see the prophecy. The thin cloaked figure turns at the sound of her voice and sees the storm-bound procession. Teresa sees a child, mist, gilded by the setting sun, shrouds her shoulders, rising and blending with the shrieking winds above. He takes off his gauntlet and stretches his bare hand into the mist. The mist dissipates, and in his bloodied hand is the stone blade that the child is holding. You... grab... What are you doing here? You... Home. You came in home. The child wrestles the blade from Teresa's hand and points it again at Teresa's and the procession behind him. There is no difference between man and beast to the child who grew up in the wastes. You want to kill me? Kill you. Nobody taught her how to speak. She simply emulates the sounds made by those who pass by. Teresis? Teresis looks down silently at the thin figure. Let me show you how to hold a knife. You. The child hesitates for a moment before putting her knife in Teresa's outstretched hand. Slurring. You, bring me. Teresa's gaze is into Teresa's eyes. Prophecy. A sword to slay the Regent King, a spear to pierce the royal ring. But they have never cared much for prophecy. Very well. Come with me, the home of the Sarkaz is not on the Barrens. Who is this? Is this W? Or... Amiya? Do you have a name? Name? Me? From now on, you have a new name. Oh, it's Ascalon. That makes sense. I want her. I have to pull for her. 10 days later. The nomadic city of Kazdel. Look, Doctor, the furnace has been relit. Is it moving? The city is finally moving. Ouch. Careful, your wounds might open again. I've got to go to the furnace. The furnace burns again and Kazdel still sails. The Lithuanians didn't manage to kill us. Oh, I didn't mean you, Doctor. Come with me to see it. You deserve the same honor as the warriors who survived. But I'm not Sarkaz. You people are heroes too. Come, watch their highnesses command the Goliath to support the leaning furnace. Watch the sparks fly when iron hammers beat upon the broken core. Hear the elegy of the banshees and witness the final journey of fallen heroes when they enter the furnace to fuel it. This used to be an occasion that only the Sarkaz could see. I would love to go, but there are still a lot of wounded to treat. Alright, tell you what, I'll bring back a couple bottles of booze and some fresh fruit, and we'll... You're not allowed to drink, and who the heck drinks in a medic tent? Come on, it's just a little flesh wound. No means no, it's your oripathy that's the problem, not to mention you're a terrible drinker. When did you ever see me drink? Oh, that time I was drunk and came to you with a bunch of oripathy bottles. Look, that was the only time in all these. You know I can't afford booze. Brought a bunch of bombs and says, hey, it was just one time. I can't stop you. Why don't you go yourself? Won't be the same without you, but I'm a Lithuanian. And do you support those nobles who profit off war? I ran away from home because I couldn't stand them. There you have it, Wait a second, you say you ran away from home? Were you noble? No. I was kind of thinking your equipment doesn't look like it's from Babel. Well, I won't speculate, it does nobody any good. So you can go on your own. I doubt the soldiers on the front lines would get along with a Lithuanian. When I saw the Lithuanians string my father up by a sewer entrance to humiliate him, I never imagined I could befriend a Cabernet doctor either. Back then, the only people who showed us any kindness were poor, infected, or both. Right, enough of the sad stuff. Be back in a jiffy. Seriously, since when did the Sarkaz become so glib-tongued with me? I wonder if this could count as progress, Teresa? In any case, Kazdel is moving again. Things will get better. Back already? Well, it's about time you laid down. Oh, sorry, I thought you were someone else. Wait, your wounds are really bad. Nobody treated your arts burns? The Lithuanians did it. My son's dead. They burned him alive before my very eyes. I was the only one who lived. At least let me see your wounds. They burned him alive. He was screaming. They used arts to hang him in the air for everyone to see. My brothers are dead. My captain's dead. The Lithuanians stood on the high ground. Their raised stabs looked just like... With bloodshot eyes, the nearly deranged Sarkaz fixates on the doctor's staff abandoned in the corner. The emblem of the home she had left behind hangs from the staff. Like a real... The doctor does not sense the hostility. She lifts his top to inspect the wound, but feels a chill run up her spine. You're armed. Why didn't the guards check you? Oh no. The light of the soul furnace lights up the night sky above Kazdel like the midday sun. Fires, crackles, echoes like a mournful growl, a somber tribute to the fallen who become its ritual. All the Sarkaz set their eyes on the sky that night. No one notices the light from one of the field hospital's windows go out. Aww. We didn't even know her name, but it's so sad. Your Highness, why was I brought here? Oh yes, I have good news to report. What news? We won. We defeated the Lithuanians, Your Highness. Me and my son in the Blue Blood Squad. We won. We won. Are you not glad, Your Highness? Were we too slow? Blake, my son, bring me the battle plan. Son. Sorry, Your Highness, I don't know where my son went. You killed a doctor, one who has served Kazdel for years, treating treating oropathy patients. Kazdel, doctor? No, you misunderstand, Your Highness. I only fight Lithuanians. Have you read his emotions, Teresa? Pain, confusion, madness. He's driven himself mad to escape the painful memories. He doesn't even know what crime he committed. The others do. The guards discovered him brawling with another Sarkaz amid shattered casks of liquor, which ignited and spread fire throughout the field hospital. I'll await the king's response, but you cannot be the one to do it. Leave it to me. Your Highness, General, I gave my all to defeat the Lithuanians. Was I wrong to do so, Your Highness? Take him away. His name is Logan, given to him by his mother, who is one of the first Babel engineers. He hardly uses any arts, but the guards were hypnotized by arts. Someone is behind this. The military commission will not investigate the Sarkaz for the sake of an outsider, not after they've just been through another ordeal. Neither should Babel. We have no choice, the war has just ended. Babel should withdraw from military and political affairs, at least for the time being. You know that's not what Babel is about in the first place. I do, but many don't. I will define the parameters for Babel's activities. Babel members will continue to serve Kasdal's medical, educational, and technological needs from this area. The military commission will continue to protect them, but we must make every effort to avoid conflict. There will come a day when the repressed hatred boils over, and even we will be powerless when that day comes. Kasdal is in urgent need of a change. We have to solve the Originium problem soon. But even that won't solve all our problems. I know. I've always known. Almost over. Soon. Ascalon! There you are, Ascalon. What have you seen in the city? Death. People cry. People die. Cry. Cry. Tears? Teresa stretches out his hand. A delicate steel knife lies in its palm. Knife. Keep it safe. A warrior should treasure her weapon. I will teach you how to sharpen your blade. But it's up to you to decide whom it cuts. You're too impatient, Teresa. She's not ready to understand these things yet. She has to understand sooner or later. Maybe, but for now, what we should do is give the frightened child a little bit of peace. Do you like the city, Ascalon? Compared to the armored general, Ascalon does not like the Sarkaz woman crouched before her. She seems to see through all of her thoughts, leaving no secrets, a most dangerous thing in the wastes. But she cannot bring herself to be hostile to this gentle Sarkaz. No need to be afraid. You know I don't mean you any harm. Come touch my horn. We're the same. Warm. Here. Warm me. Yes, warm. Hatred and killing are not the only way to solve a problem. Way? Problem? Teresa says no more. It's difficult for a girl who has known nothing but the waste to understand certain words, even with the help of the King of Sarkaz. She takes Ascalon's hand. It's like the wound on your palm. Weapons can't heal it. Only time and medicine can. Ah! It's okay. I've cleaned your wound. You'll need to take care of it. Be patient. One day you'll wake up and find that it doesn't hurt anymore. Yeah. Still more. Babel Classroom, Kasdal. No one here. We'll wait a little longer. It's not lesson time yet. They'll come. Look, it's Teresa's. Casualty report from the military commission. There are many children, most of them students. The ones that lived, their parents are no longer willing to let the outsiders of Babel teach them. Plus, if memory serves, many of Babel's teachers have already left out of fear. You're troubling yourself too much with trivial matters, Teresa. You need to rest. We still have to... I want to wait a little longer, Teresa. Very well. He doesn't leave. The classroom is eerily quiet. Teresa closes her eyes and recalls the students who used to fill the classroom. They said we can get potatoes for coming to school. I didn't understand that one, Your Highness. Do you have any simple stories? You said you went to the outside with mercenaries when you were our age? There's a sea between Sargon and Iberia? What's a boat? Why can't we go up on deck? Why would we throw up? Athenian spires? Are they like our furnace? People who are nice to us? But Dad said there's no foreigners like that. But the teachers here are nice to us. Students come and go, but she always managed to get them to return. But this time no one came. Oh? General Teresis, Your Highness, You. The hilt of a stone knife hits the boy in the chest. Although unable to break free, the boy strains to look up at the tall, gaunt girl who has pinned him. Or who has him pinned. I saw General Teresis come this way. I just wanted to... Teresa, Your Highness, you're here too. This classroom, are you teaching? Put down the knife, Ascalon. Your Highness. You were looking for me. Yes, I came to seek an answer for the children who lost their parents. I know the military commission will take care of them as it took care of me. But will this change anything? What if another war comes? I want to change things, but I don't know what I can change, or what I should change. The two rulers gaze upon the fearless child, each arriving at their own answer inside. What's your name? Manfred. Aw, that's Manfred, who joins his... Like, he becomes Teresa's right-hand man. That's awesome. Oh, man. Yeah, this story is gonna be heart-wrenching. The doctor was his... The doctor is Good Luck's wife, isn't it? And I knew that that was his kid. Dad, we've been standing at the door forever. Why can't we go in? Mommy's hurt very badly. She needs some quiet to rest. We shouldn't bother her. But I miss Mom. Daddy misses her too, but not now. We'll go home together once I come back. Where are you going, Dad? I have to leave the city for a bit to make the people who hurt Mommy pay. Stay here with Mommy and wait for Daddy. Can you stay, Daddy? We'll figure out a way to make Mommy better, I promise. Do you like Mommy's name? Ada. Yes, it sounds very nice. It's your name now. But I'll teach you to fight the bad guys with Mommy's weapons once I get back. Okay, I'll beat up the bad guys who hurt Mommy. But will beating up the bad guys make her feel better? You'll understand someday, Ada. I'll be back. Wait for me. Good Luck turns around toward the crystal-infested city wall. The only thing left that ties into this city is Ada. Ada and Ada. Or Oda?
Victory! I was pretty good, wasn't I, Doctor?
Does Oda end up becoming an operator? Like the young Oda?
Welcome home, Doctor.
Like, you can't tell for certain just from the names, and I definitely don't have everyone. But I wonder if that's an operator. Yeah, it doesn't appear to be any of them. What was you official? I can't. Who was she? Oh, right, the streamer from one event. Oh, right, and she's voiced by Lily Pichu, so basically playing herself, I think. Okay. Well, let's auto run then. Man, I don't. Miri! Man, I don't know how I'm gonna clear this whole event and go through the story. I'm probably gonna do like
We can take care of
maybe
ourselves,
Saturday or
Professor.
Sunday, go through more.
You just focus on giving orders.
Might be best to do it on Sunday since I could just go as long as I need to.
Counting on you
I don't
again
have to
today,
stop.
little apple.
Oh, wait. Retreat first. Oops. I need to do polls before I'm just gonna do a single 10 poll on Ascalon's banner. Just one because I don't have a whole lot of... Like, I'm already below the 300 with the Originium alone. Or the Arundum. I'm below with Arundum alone, so I would have to pull from either my Originium stocks and also some of these. So I'll just do a single 10 pull here. Let's see. I think that's just a 5-star. I don't think that's a 6-star glow. Yeah, it's the very last one. I'll just skip. Is that April? Was that her name? Yeah, it's April. I think I already have her. That sucks. Yeah, pot 2 now. I was hoping to at least get someone unique. Or like someone new. Unfortunate, no Ascalon for me. Oh, I did get a new person though. A 4-star Juggernaut. That's the no heals, right? Yeah. Okay, that's pretty cool.
Welcome home, Doctor.
Oh, this display rate up for them. Yeah, I'm not gonna pull on that banner. Ascalon's banner, yep. And then that. Let's... Is she particularly good? I like her 21 cost, my goodness. Attack up. She is pretty good, but a 21 deployment cost compared to Ethan, who I would regularly use in a similar role, is only 18. Is so not, it's a 3-point difference. Not the worst, but still a bit rough. Here we go.
We can take care of ourselves, Professor. You just focus on giving orders.
Who do we raid?
Get ready, guys.
Shut up. Solid position. Forward.
No,
Yielding is not an option.
I have to get serious now.
How are you doing, Miri?
My poison is not contagious.
Just try me. Cut them to pieces.
Honey to me. Poison. Get around me, guys.
Who needs healing? Come over.
I'll be careful. Watch out for fires.
Okay.
Compared to the calamities I fought against, you are barely a threat.
Oh wait, this is someone I... Isn't this someone I know? Am I following this person? I am. I must have raided a while back. Or AG then. Oh, looks like this person we're raiding got the... Looks like she got Ascalon.
You'll have to try harder than that.
Mission accomplished.
Oh, good morning, Miri. I am doing all right. I'm pretty tired though. I didn't get a whole lot of sleep, unfortunately.
Anyway, let's just
But yeah, we're gonna be doing the raid thing.
You can't stop me. Solid position. Forward.
Yes, thank you for being here, Pale.
Solidify.
I'm probably gonna be going live again with Arcanite specifically. Probably gonna be Sunday.
Just try me. You can't stop me.
Not sure if I'll be going live. I'll probably go live in the evening.
Poison.
Well, it might be morning. We'll see. I haven't really decided yet. But tomorrow I will be live. I don't know what I'm going to be doing, but I'll be doing something. Thank you everyone who was here. I appreciate all of you guys for watching and for the lurking. I'll see all of you guys later for the next stream. Yeah. We only made it through 2 missions, which sucks, but hopefully we'll be able to get through more later.
Critical hit.
Because I really do want to get through everything, but my goodness, there is a lot of stuff. But Ray's here. Goodbye, everyone. Bye-bye.